Hello there everyone, welcome back to Terrafirmapunk. I'd like to start out this video by addressing what I think might be a slight oversight. There's a requirement to work with some of the upper tier machinery, and that is seed oil. Now, the only way to get seed oil, it seems, I don't know if there's a way to get that I don't know about, but the only way to get it is with a squeezer. Now, that normally wouldn't really be much of a problem if it wasn't for the fact that you kind of need something. So in order to make a squeezer, you need brass pistons. And brass pistons require seed oil. Or, alternatively, they require a metal press with a recipe for a brass piston, but the problem with the recipe is you kind of need to have a brass piston to create the mold for making more brass pistons. So either way, in order to make a brass piston, you need to have brass pistons. So you're kind of stuck in an infinite loop there. You need a brass piston to make a mold for a brass piston, or you need a brass piston to make a squeezer, which is, as far as I'm aware, the only way to get the seed oil necessary to make the brass piston, necessary to make the squeezer, necessary to make the seed oil, necessary to make the brass piston. You get where I'm going with that. It's an endless loop that you can't escape because the only way you can get seed oil is with the squeezer. Now, I did test in a creative world whether you can use a hopper and seeds in the same way that you use a hopper and olives to get olive oil. So the answer was no, you can't. At least I couldn't. I tried. It didn't work. Ow. My cat's whining at me. Cleo, why are you whining at me? She does it every time I start recording. And sometimes I can just ignore her because she's usually whining from across the room, but right now she's just rubbing against my legs. And before I started recording, she was sleeping peacefully on the coffee table in front of me. Now she's just staring straight up at my face from between my legs. Being a weirdo. Anywho, so in order to get brass pistons, to start the chain of actually being able to create brass pistons yourself, you have to get them from mobs. Meaning you're going to need at least 3 in order to make the seed oil to make them yourself. Now, that's not really necessarily a problem, but it does kind of restrict the mod pack to only being a survival mode type pack. And not everyone is into that, so it's kind of saying screw you to anyone who would want to play this pack on peaceful mode. Which, peaceful mode still can be a pain in the ass because you do still need to eat and drink in peaceful mode. Plus you still have to worry about cave-ins and stuff like that, and you have to do all the lengthy process of foraging and mining and stuff. So peaceful mode is pretty much just exactly the same thing, sans monsters. Now, I think I know a good way to solve the issue. And that would be just to simply add a second recipe in for the brass piston in the Carpenter, where you can use olive oil. Because you can get olive oil without having to kill any monsters, so it seems like a perfect solution to me. And my cat's back to laying on the coffee table. And she's probably going to try to rub her face against my hand holding the mouse. Isn't that right, Clee? You little pest. Momentary headphone difficulties. Anyway, that's my idea for a solution. Just olive oil. It's easy to get. Probably a lot easier than seeds, which could be why it's not in the pack. Or not a recipe that's been made. Anywho, I'm kind of in a building and decorating mood lately. And, well, that's difficult to do. I mean, getting the resources together to build is... It's a chore. I don't mind doing it in TFC, but it's definitely a chore. Especially when you have to sit around and wait for mobs to go away. I guess I didn't really need to sleep based on... Oh, hello, that's my back door. You will not believe how many times I go out the back door instead of the front door of this place. It's like every single time I come down from the upstairs area, I go out the back door. I even have the doors colored differently to try to avoid that mess. Come on. Just die right. There we go. Good. That's a good one. Alright, I'll keep that. Oh, there's a Wither Witch. My bow. Oops. It takes a while to fully charge a bow, but when you do, it's a pretty powerful tool. And I think she just threw Bleed Potion, but managed to miss the troll. Oh no, she's throwing healing potions, isn't she? Stop healing! No. Okay. Could you not hit me with... you suck. And I'm out of arrows. Oh, I got nothing to lose. YOLO! Actually, I could use your assistance witch in clearing away all these trolls. So if you could just keep throwing potions at me and hitting them instead, I'd be very, very appreciative. You know what? Screw it. I'm just going away. This is not worth my time. Anyway, I'm in a building and decorating mood, and I was going to be working on a pathway made of cobblestone. I was just curious which cobblestone I'd like to use. I have Rhyolite for most of the fence. My problem is that I don't really have a very wide variety of lighter colored cobblestone. I've got the Rhyolite, I got Violet, and I got Granite. I could get Andesite if I just went and dug more, but... Anyway, I wanted to compare and see which ones I liked better. And I'm already thinking that I don't want to have Rhyolite because there's just kind of an abundance of Rhyolite material around my area, mainly because it's what I have. So really the choice is a slightly reddish hue to the path or a white path. To be honest, I kind of am leaning more towards Phyllite. Let's see how that ends up looking. That's not too bad, actually. I can dig it. Oops. Well, I just crushed my carpenter block. Thankfully, I have abundance. Yeah, that's not a bad looking ramp. If you're wondering why I'm doing a ramp instead of stairs, it's because it's a steep ramp, sure, but I think it looks nicer than a stairway would. Where's my shovel? Here we go, shovel. So yeah, Phyllite cobblestone pathway. Also, there's a building that I'm going to be working on. It's kind of a long-term project because it's going to be fairly resource intensive. It's going to be a big drain of resources. Plus, I have to travel to get the resources necessary to make the base right now. Behold. This is the start of a Japanese-style castle fortress thing. And it's something I can make bigger if I want to or need to, but I don't think I'm going to need to, at least for quite a while. Long enough that it's going to be fine as is. I'm following a tutorial by a YouTuber named Oak Kodama. I believe that's what it was. And I'm going to deviate from the tutorial to make it a lot more functional and use more space than he did. Like, in his tutorial, this entire bottom area here, I don't believe gets used at all. It's just kind of a decorative base to put the castle on top of. And it's made of cobblestone, but of course cobblestone's not going to work in this pack. Unless I made a bunch of carpenter's blocks and put cobblestone in there, but then at that point, I could probably just make bricks. So I decided why not go with the color that I don't really have around here and make some dolomite mud bricks and make that the base. So that should look cool. At least making the walls should be fairly simple. There's plenty of lighter colored materials to use, and I can use planks, like just the planks themselves. They're called lumber, right? I can't look at my inventory right now because I'm too close to the glitchy cow pen. Yeah, I don't have any on me anyway, so whatever. Anyway, the point is, I'm going to have a nice looking building, an actual player-made house with plenty of space to stuff a lot of machinery. I'm still going to keep the warehouse where it is because I'm not going to move that thing at all. Ever. And I don't mind being a bit sprawled out. It kind of makes it seem more like a actual settlement is being constructed around the area. I think the biggest problem is going to end up being wood. Because the entire thing is going to take a lot of wood. And in the roofing and the flooring and the walls. And, well, the best wood for the main parts of the walls is probably going to be the white cedar, because, well, the walls of the typical Japanese fortress are a lighter color, and, well, white cedar is just very abundant. Although, maybe the white elm will work too. I kind of forget what white elm planks look like. I mainly use it for supports. I don't have my axe. Crap. Also, I feel like I've been going through food a lot more lately. Let's see, no axe here. Well, there's that enchanted one, but I don't really want to use it. I have oak, maple, willow, sycamore, hickory, pine. Pine would actually be a good color too, I think. I have a roof made. Yeah, white elm looks a little bit too green, doesn't it? Yeah, I think that we're gonna have to stick with the white cedar. Like it or not. Oh well. And that chest is glitched open. Yeah, I don't really have much other options. Anyway, night is a-falling, so that means we've been going for probably about 15 minutes now. So this episode's not really going to be much of a do stuff episode, it's more of a talk about stuff. One thing I am currently doing is preparing to do another quest line, which I left my book somewhere because I was out mining copper because I needed copper. And you don't need a quest book on you when you're mining. Hey, I killed enough Minotaur punks. Sweet. I got meef if I turn in raw meef. Ah, there we go. I can get beef for meef. That's not a bad deal. I think I'm gonna have to do that. Got a long cooldown though, so that kind of sucks, but I can get protein in my diet that's not in the form of soybeans. And I made the nest box, I've already made beds. Bees, huh? Well, I haven't done anything with bees yet, so I guess. And I've killed enough trolls too, sweet. Why would I want vines though? I guess I will claim a wrought iron sword. I need inventory space, and now my cat's trying to eat my mouse's cord. Well, that's pretty nice. Rye, whiskey, creosote. Well, I'm actually making my own creosote now, thanks to the coke oven I made. Which is nice, you just throw in logs and it works the same as if you were to throw in logs from vanilla Minecraft with Railcraft installed, so that's good. It would really suck if it didn't work. Yay, life. Anyway, the quest line I'm preparing to head down is this servo table stuff, which a servo arm requires a fair amount of brass plates. Thankfully, you only need to craft it once, and you get 4, which is about all the servo arms you need. But you need an actual brass plate, which, you know, simple recipe, thankfully. And then you need the mechanical board and brass cogwheel, and one of the things. What just hurt me? Hello? You know, that's very weird. I randomly take damage at times. And there is no reason for it. Oh, wait, I think I know why. You see my health down there. Let me eat a sandwich. You see how my health just went up? I think when I randomly take damage, it's my max health dropping. If I drink some water, I'm sure it'll go up a little higher too. Nope, guess not. Yeah, I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Anyway, this episode's being drug on long enough. I've gotta get all the things prepared to make the servo arms and then the servo table, which is gonna require a spanner, which requires even more brass plates and bronze. So, you know, I'm gonna be kind of busy. I never get to leave my forge. That's why this thing is permanently green. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, this is a protection meter. It tells you how much protection an area has for keeping mobs from spawning. In my case, I have basically like 100 and some odd days worth of protection. So, yeah. Mobs are supposed to never spawn in the chunks that this area is in. You can see how well that's working. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed me rambling this episode. Give a like if you did. Give a dislike if you hated it. I don't really care if you dislike my videos or not. I'm just here to do stuff. And if you feel like it, leave a comment below. I will see you in another video if you care to come back and watch it all. Take care, guys, and goodbye. Now, those guys I don't see very often.